Hello, and today I'm going to be doing Cashflow Quadrant for Robert Kiyosaki. The Cashflow Quadrant is about being, not doing. Moving from the left side of the Cashflow Quadrant to the right side is not so much about doing, but about being. It is not so much what the B or I does that makes the difference. It is how they think and who they are at their core being. The good news is that it does not cost much money to change your thinking. In fact, it can be done for free. The bad news is that sometimes it's hard to change your deep core beliefs about money that are handed down from generation to generation, or learned from friends, work, and school. But it can be done, and that's what this book is primarily about. It's not so much a how-to book or on what to do to become financially free. And it's not about which stocks to buy or which mutual fund is safest. This book is about strengthening your thoughts, being, so that you can take the action, doing, that will enable you to become financially free, or having. Security is the issue for ease. Generally, people who seek out the E quadrant greatly value security. For them, it is often true that money is not as important as security. That they may take great risks in other areas of their lives, but not when it comes to money. Perfectionism is issues for the S. This is a generalization, but what I have observed among people who are currently in the S quadrant but are trying to switch to the right side is the do-it-yourself mentality. They like to do it themselves because they have a great need to make sure things are done correctly. In their minds, the only way to ensure that things are done right is to do everything themselves. For many S's, the real issue is that they need to be in control. They hate making mistakes, but what they hate even more is someone else making mistakes and making them look bad. This makes them excellent S's and is why you hire them to do certain tasks. You want your dentist to be a perfectionist. You want your attorney to be a perfectionist. You want your brain surgeon to be a perfectionist. That is what you pay them for. That is their strength, but it's also their weakness. Emotional intelligence. A big part of being a human is being human. And being human means having emotions. We all feel fear, sadness, anger, love, hate, disappointment, joy, happiness, and other emotions. What makes us individuals is how we handle those emotions. When it comes to risking money, we all experience fear, even the rich. The difference is how we handle that fear. For many people, that emotion of fear generates the thought, play it safe, don't take risks. For others, especially those on the right side, the fear of losing money makes them think, play it smart, learn to manage risk. Same emotion, different thought, different being, different doing, different having. The fear of losing money. In my opinion, the greatest cause of human financial struggle is the fear of losing money. Because of this fear, people often operate too safely or with too much personal control. Or they just give their money to someone who they think is an expert and hope and pray that the money will be there when they need it. If fear keeps you prisoner in one of the financial quadrants, I recommend reading Emotional Intelligence by David Goleman. In his book, David Goleman explains the age-old puzzle of why people who do well in school do not always do well in the real world. His answer is that your emotional IQ is more powerful than your academic IQ. That is why people who take risks, make mistakes, and recover often do better than people who learn to not make mistakes and are afraid of risk. Too many people leave school with passing grades, yet are not emotionally prepared to take risks, especially financial ones. The reason so many teachers are not rich is because they operate in an environment that punishes people who make mistakes. Instead, to be financially free, we need to learn how to make mistakes and manage risk. If people spend their lives terrified of losing money, afraid of doing things differently from what the crowd does, then getting rich is almost impossible. Even if it's as simple as buying 4 greenhouses and trading them in for one large red hotel. Emotional IQ is stronger. After reading Goleman's book, I came to realize that financial IQ is 90% emotional IQ and only 10% technical information about finance or money. Goleman quotes 16th century humanist Erasmus of Rotterdam. He wrote in his satirical vein of the perennial tension between reason and emotion. In his writing, he uses the ratio 24 to 1, in comparing the power of the emotional brain to the rational brain. In other words, when emotions are in high gear, they are 24 times stronger than the rational mind. Now, I don't know if the ratio is scientifically valid, but it does have some usefulness to show the power of emotional thinking over rational thinking. 24 to 1. Emotional brain to rational brain. All of us have experienced events in our lives when our emotions overtook our rational thoughts. I'm certain most of us have said something out of anger that we later wished we had not said. Been attracted to someone we knew was not good for us, but still went out with them, or worse, married them. Have cried or see someone cry uncontrollably because of the loss of a loved one. Doing something intentionally to hurt someone we loved because we were hurt. Had our heart broken and not gotten over it for a long time. There are times when emotions are more than 24 to 1. This can be seen in addictions and phobias, such as fear of snakes, heights, tight spaces, the dark, and strangers. These and other behaviors are often 100% emotionally driven. Rational thoughts has little power over the emotions when something as strong as addictions and phobias are involved. Okay, I hope you liked that. If you did, please like and subscribe. Bye!